and the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers.
Are we ready to go? I've got nothing on it. I've got nothing on it. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brighton Rugby Club. It is a beautiful day for rugby, as usual. We are down here. My name is Dave Webb. I'm joined today by Chris Killick. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Dave. Bright and early for a bank holiday Monday, but worthy of the 4 games that are playing today.
That's a very English saying, a bank holiday. There's no public holidays over here. It's bank holiday Monday for us English in the team. The team to your left, attacking the right of your screen, will be the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. With a couple of guest stars from South Australia, and in the black, the South Australian Black Falcons.
And kicked off about a minute ago. South Australia pushing. A good defence from Tasmania.
So this is the end of what has been, what you would suggest, these things always are, Chris, is a gruelling 5-day period of rugby.
Yeah, the guys have been playing here since Thursday. They were allowed a rest day off yesterday while the women's finals were on. But 4 big games this morning, and no doubt the games over the 4 days have taken their toll.
Had a little chat with Liam Smith this morning. He was his usual cagey self regarding this one, but you think that, you know, when you had your rest day yesterday and you looked at it, and they would have been getting ready for this one. This would have been the chance for a win. It's always difficult for the smaller states, South Australia, Tasmania, to look at this and work out where their wins are going to come from. He said they aim to win every game, but I think, you know, do you think you're going to beat
yeah, absolutely.
In Perth and ACT?
Yeah, always a big ask. You know, some quality players have played for the 2 Queensland teams, the New South Wales and the Victoria Axemen, not forgetting Perth as well. So this will be a very even match-up today. So hopefully we'll see some quality rugby, and it's started quite intensely with, as I say, South Australia pushing the Tassie team. Scrum just outside the Tasmanian 22.
Just having a look at those lineups. I mean, Save Ronavuso from South will be at fullback. He is someone I'm looking forward to seeing play today. Just having a look at this. No Killick on the lineup. Did he not make it this year, brother?
No, mate. He's moved to England. He's playing in Reading at the moment. So he moved out there in August. So no, great scrum from South Australia there, but well recovered at the back by the Tasmanian number 8. Some good leg drive there. Good kick through and a chase. Save's covering.
He was very, very deep. He was sat very, very deep, Save Ronavu. So I think, you know, one of the most laid-back rugby players I've ever seen, Save, I think.
Yeah, had a quality
he
game.
Looked like he had a sheet and a pillow out at the back there. And
that's right.
Very, very deep. I think there's a Tasmanian prop just getting some treatment on his nose. I think he's one of the Port Adelaide.
Good line out from Skinny there. Quick ball out to Lindsay Adcock, and Big Steve from South taking the ball on. Great leg drive from Steve there.
Steve Stanojevic, South's knocked on the door of making an impact this year and then didn't quite pass, just goes to ground. Penalty, sealing off almost straight away. Become a stalwart of South Australian rugby now, Steve Stanojevic. He's been around a long time, doesn't seem to have aged a day since he was 18.
Absolutely not. No, he was playing up at Ned's many years ago, back in 2007 when I came to Australia. He was a great player then and has just continued to grow and grow in maturity, and a real tough player to go against as well.
So Taporis with the line-out throw, bang on halfway.
Good save by Harry Ashby there, out to Steve in the middle. A bit of a pattern here through the phases.
It's good from Stanojevic. It's interesting as well as we watch these players in club rugby week in, week out, and they're out on that far side. Priestley will get away from the first one. Has one to beat, has support inside, gives it inside, just couldn't quite get it to hand. And the Jack Jumpers will close the door and be able to come away. First time that we've seen South Australia really strike on the outside.
Referee playing advantage from a knock-on, but they've cleared now, so the advantage will be over.
That's a great kick. That's going to bound away into the 22.
It's a 50-20.
And will find itself into touch. And, I mean, my maths isn't great, but I think that's a 50-20.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's close. It is a close one.
Yeah,
I mean, you couldn't ask for
50-20
any more from Tasmania. That's absolutely outstanding.
It was a great exit from a mistake by South Australia in the attack, but Tasmania really punished the mistake there, and now in a great chance, great opportunity to take this on into the South Australian 22.
Wonderful position for them.
Luke Robertson there taking the line out the front.
Into midfield, short inside ball. Edging ever closer now, South Australia will be tested defensively. Good leg drive as well from the punching well above his weight, the Tasmanian.
Unfortunately, Skinny's just got on the wrong side there, and his advantage being played for Tasmania, and he's
going to
pulled
come
it
back
back
to that one. Not rolling away, I think, was the call.
So kicking into the corner for a line out.
They have shown.
No, they've called for a scrum.
The scrum's been interesting. I was talking before we just broke out for the South Australian break. It's just the lift in level between club rugby and state rugby, and when they go up. And when you think about it, the grand final was a matter of, what, 2-3 weeks ago? It wasn't a long time ago.
Yeah, literally the 17th of September. So,
the teams haven't been. Specifically, the South Australian teams hasn't been together for very long, but
it's a better scrum from Tasmania. Out to the 10.
Nice straight line again into midfield, and defensively this early on you would hope that South Australia were comfortable and able to deal with it all, as they are so far. Tasmania still knocking on the door though, a little show, and then we'll work back inside. Just trying to find a little bit of an open, another short rumble to the right, and they are getting closer and closer and closer.
And that's a try.
And there it is. And the opening try of the day will go to the Jack Jumpers.
I'm not sure which one of the Tassie players claimed that, but obviously one of the forwards there on a few pick and goes, just attacking the South Australia line. But 5-0 Tasmania. About 10 minutes gone. Kick to come.
So I think the big question of the game so far, Chris, what is a Jack Jumper?
I'll be honest with you, Dave, I've no idea. But I guess we can use Google and find out while we've got a bit of a break. So. Apparently a jack jumper is an ant.
Is a what?
An ant.
An ant? Yeah. Underrated, I think. Ants.
So kick from the 22. Slots it nicely. Misses to the left, unfortunately. Just pulled it there.
Well, there is a wind that is, well, it's blowing directly left to right, you would think, wouldn't it? That's what it feels like from up here. We are in a little bit of a tunnel, but just having a look for trees are normally a giveaway, but yeah, directly left to right as you look at it.
Kick-off by Savi there. Well taken by the Tasmanian second row.
And these are the things that these teams will have been able to work on. I mean, the difference for South Australia is the players will go home at the end of every night, well, unless they are staying. I don't know what their A is, but Tasmania would have been able to, sit down and spend time working on set pieces. First counter-attack we've seen from South Australia, the first kick out of hand that hasn't really gone exactly to plan.
Stolen at the breakdown by Tasmania. Quick ball out.
Trying to take a little bit too much yardage with Sam Rowe, and they're away out on that far side. He'll step back in, find a little bit of a gap. On the run around, he'll find an extra pair of hands. Now they are far side, and they're just going to start knocking on the door again. Second short drive.
Good defence from Steve.
They're over again, you would say. Again. Yes, they are.
Wow.
Rinse and repeat, it would appear.
Yeah, strong through the forwards again there, which is, given the pack that South Australia have, I guess they'd be a bit disappointed about taking two over the try line through the pick and goes, but nevertheless, great scores from Tasmania. Kick to come. It's 10-0.
And early.
So a bit of useless trivia, Dave, while we're just waiting for this kick. The Jack Jumpers are also the Tasmanian basketball team.
Well, there you go. And can I just point out as well, trivia is never useless. So a kick from a similar position. Let's see whether he's learned anything from the left-footed on its way. Looks good from the boots. Oh, missed it again. Not an auspicious start for the Jack Jumper place kicker.
So Save with the kickoff. Similar style. Same place. Just a little bit deeper into the 22, but well received by Tasmania.
That's a nice step, and he's found a way through.
Step.
Only got the back line to beat. Good hands away. Priestley did enough to slow him down but not stop him, and they can just about scramble backwards. They are massively on the back foot though now, South Australia. Now they will look out to this near side. The Jack Jumpers again nibbling away, just trying to find a way through. Well, the line, we did not come up together, and it's opened up a door, and now they're away on that far side again. Tries to step back inside, and again scrambling defence from the Black Falcons. And defensively, just no communication, Chris. They just shot up in the middle, and inside was slow.
Yeah, which is surprising. Having watched the Black Falcons over the tournament, their defence, despite going down to some pretty big score lines, has been very, very good. Great stop from Sam Rowe there. And Sam's over. No, Tasmania recover the ball. And again go through the phases on the short ball. Oh, good hit up there from Max Hodell, Burnside number 8.
Tasmania with a lion's share of the possession so far.
Good offloading tackle there from the Tasmanian number 6.
And that's it. I mean,
yeah, just keep it. Oh, good Felix.
Really, really good feet from the hooker. And gets away, manages to bounce another, can get
Good
the
on
offload
you.
away. Does got the offload away. There's pace on his outside if he can find him. Does find him. Probably went a little bit too early, didn't draw in.
Right.
But they're away again. Inside ball to Rowe. Oh, just missed Stanojevic, but Hodell was following, picks up the scraps. Hodell within 5 metres. just about dragged him down. Now they've got time. Can they go? Priestley waiting. They've got to go wide quick. Oh, that's a wonderful tackle on Simpson, and it's just slowed down. Priestley finds room on the far side. They are very, very close to the line.
There's no one out blind, though.
That is a wasted opportunity, you feel?
Yeah, great pick-up from Felix there, back on his own 10-metre liner. Managed to get his foot in, and then a great pick-up. Probably been one of the best players for South Australia over the tournament. That's a great opportunist. And Max goes strong. Still held up by the Tasmanian defence. Needs to swing. And Max Priestley in the corner. Simple,
and it was a
but
matter
effective.
of time, and Priestley has managed to get over that. So 15 minutes gone, and South Australia will get onto the score sheet.
Going to be a difficult kick for Ed from the touchline into the wind.
This one is into the wind, but I like Ed as a kicker. He's a strong leg on him, but that is probably, for a right footer, the most difficult kick in rugby. All the way out there on that far side.
Yeah, and with the wind, it isn't swirling, it is coming left to right as we see the pitch now. So this will be quite a tough kick. And while we're waiting for the kick, Tasmania are making a change. Luke Bryan's coming on. Prop for, I think, the number 6.
You would see lots and lots of changes today, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd like to think so. It's, as I say, tough tournament. But, here we go, Ed.
Driven that one, which you have to do, and the flag stay down again. So not a good day for the kickers so far.
No, not at all. Just drifted across the front of the post there with the wind. Another interchange for Tasmania. 4th game in 5 days is certainly taking its toll.
I tell you what, my ribs hurt just thinking about it.
That's the number 10, number 17, Finn Spalding making a change there. Good take from Felix.
Yeah, good take. He's been impressive in the first couple of minutes, Felix. Purcell will just shift it on, and again they'll start the long road back towards the try line. They're seeing very similar game plans from these two same sides. They're just trying to find a way through. Ranavosu will work on the outside, can't quite find a way through. Inboard, back to Rowe. Stolen, but illegally.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. The game plan appears to be very similar. To quick take by Max Adele. He's threw a boot into the Tasmanian half. Quick ball from Ben and out to Ed. And out to.
Now they are away on this near side, and lots to do with the pace. He'll just take it around the outside. Want to beat if he can beat him. Skips out the tackle. Cover tackle comes across. Can't quite get there. That is individual brilliance.
Absolutely outstanding. Quick ball taken by Max Adele at a penalty. Quick moving the ball down the line. Ed puts a long pass out, and
it's Bowler on this near side, and
that's right.
Just have a huge amount of work to do. I think he stepped out of 2 or 3 tackles, and then that cover tackle just shrugged off finally, and there's just lots and lots of work for him to do.
Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was playing scrum half against Perth on Friday night or Saturday night. One of the guys from Elizabeth who've had a fantastic season this year, really taken the season by storm and the competition by storm. Very unlucky not to make grand finals.
Anyone watching from Tasmania, first of all, good morning. And secondly, the design choices from the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers means that the numbers on the back of their shirts are extremely hard for me to read. So I apologise for not calling out their names, but we will get there. We have 80 minutes to sort this out, so sit tight. direct your complaints to Rugby Union South Australia.
That's the first kick that's gone over today, so congratulations, Ed. On his right side this time.
Right,
so
it's a much easier side for a right footer. The target that you're aiming for from that far side gets smaller and smaller and smaller the further away you get. So you always have a natural curve, right to left. Oh, what am I talking? I'm talking to a front rower. You know all about kicking.
In my dreams only. Ooh,
Stanojevic with the volley.
Interesting receive.
Joseph Brady will clean that up. Again, they will go into midfield, and Tasmanian player who I do recognise is Terry Cowie, who is guesting from Port Adelaide. I don't think it's his first dance for Tasmania as well. I think he may have represented them before.
Yeah, I think you're correct, Davey. The last time this competition...
An interesting wrap around, and then we'll try and find a way through. Don't quite get there, and again Tasmania will just go back to head down, bum up, run up the middle. It's stolen out of that though. Cowie again will step out of one. Cowie has numbers.
Joseph Brady.
Numbers steps back inside.
Try for
and gets
Joseph
down.
Brady.
Joseph Brady, the member of the Bald Brotherhood, scores a 50-yard stunner. I'm going to talk it up for him.
It'll be the whole length of the pitch by 4 o'clock this afternoon for sure.
Absolutely. I tell you what though. Joking aside, he has been really quite impressive so far. Joseph Brady, the number 21.
He has. He's been stepping in at the 9. He's been taking it on at the breakdown.
Everyone obviously knew the cameras were here today, so he definitely wanted to make sure he put on a show.
And we can read the number on his shirt, so he actually gets a call out for his name.
Yeah, I've seen him a couple of times. That's the other thing as well. Like, do stuff, and I'll learn your number. So Kyle Lombard again. So for a left footer, this is the better side for him. So it's like an exact reverse for him compared to Ed Wilkes. Takes his time. Nice strike, sets it out to the left, and not come
nearly
round
came
enough.
round. Nearly came round. So
great view of it from here. Great strike, just unlucky, I think.
So nearly 22 minutes gone. Tasmania ran away to a 10-0 lead. South Australia have pegged it back, and Tasmania just taken the lead again, 15 points to 12.
I tell you what, though, it's one of those where a conversion. You're looking at this game. It's a little bit of a Rocky IV game at the moment. It's just punch and counter punch, and not much defence really at the moment. With 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, that's right. I think a couple of opportunities tries from South Australia, but you've got to make your own look. Step by step, he's away.
I don't think he's going to kick that back. Beats a couple of challenges. He's a little bit isolated. Roded very, very well on his own.
That's a knock on there by the TAS in the tackle.
Adcock will try and find some space over the back, and
advantage should be being played to South Australia here. But
kicked it to one of the most dangerous counter-attackers in a Tasmanian shirt.
And Joseph Brady taking the ball again, and with a cheeky chip through as well.
He's an absolute star. We love him. Man of the match already.
So it looks like South Australia are making a change here. David Allo-Emile, number 1 for South Australia, another Port player. A bit of trivia on Dave. His brother is the captain for one of the top 14 teams in Paris, Stade Francais.
Is it Stade Francais?
Absolutely. He was last time I looked in the season, and I think his other brother...
Didn't he play for Samoa as well?
Yeah, he's captain Samoa, that's right, yeah.
But David's been around as well. He's played for Old Collegians, played for Elizabeth, played for Port, so he's a nomad.
I'm not sure. I think Dave might have had a bit of a stint at the Rebels at one point, but certainly no mean feat when it comes to playing. He's comes from a very good stock. Luke Robertson at the back of the breakdown. Good pass out to Terry Cowie. He takes it on, tackled by Max Hodel. Good line speed
into
there.
Midfield again, just trying to find a way through again, and it is very much rinse and repeat at the moment. There's a definite
play
game
there
plan.
to Terry
again.
Oh, knock on there by Terry, unfortunately, but.
So not rolling away again was the signal. So we've talked about the teams as well. I haven't got... I know his name's Craig G is what I've got for our man in the middle. That's all I know. I meant to speak to Mr. Garden to try and find this stuff out. But he went strangely absent. So tries. Oh, see, this is. Hey, if you haven't got it, get Rugby Explorer. It's got all of the details you need. So Brady, Daniel, and Sandys have scored the tries for Tasmania. Joseph Bowler and Max Priestley got them for South Australia, and just the one conversion so far from Ed Wilkes.
So South Australia going to run it from here, Dave, or they're going to go for an exit?
Probably. I mean, I'd like to see an exit play. Whether we will or we won't, I don't know. In club rugby, we definitely wouldn't see
no, we wouldn't. We'd be running
an exit play.
They don't look like they're stood for an exit here. They look like they're going to run it. Sarvi to the right, Lindsay to the left. Options both ways, really.
I'm liking seeing Lindsay take the step up into state rugby. They are going to keep it, and Hodel will go. Makes a fool out of me, and we'll find Ronavusa. Ronavusa has Priestley. Priestley will come back inside. Offload again. Just a little bit of panicky hot potato in the end, and turned it over. They had a chance to just die and recycle then, but I think they just got a little bit excited.
Yeah, it's a ball in hand. You know, when we get the ball in hand, we're looking good going forward. And there's some quick players. Max is looking good coming in off the side there as well. So hopefully we can build on that.
Maximum Hodel at that point, and just off and running. I say as well, that 8-9-15 on that far side, you got Ronavusa and then Priestley waiting on the outside of that. Jeez, that's a dangerous combination.
So Tasmania scrum just outside their 22. Referee's called a reset coming down on the loose head side for Tasmania.
So I think we just have a little chat about conditions as well. Conditions are about as perfect for rugby as you can get. It's overcast, so there's no great sun for high balls. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. The pitch, while it looks threadbare, it seems to be holding up quite well, so no great issues around anything. Oh, nice line into midfield again, and
good tackle by Lindsay there.
Defence. South Australia again being tested. Now they're going to look on this far side. Little step in.
Good offload off the floor into Joseph Brody again. He's everywhere at the moment.
A little bit forward, and I tell you what, it's probably got away with that because that was high and lazy from Stanojevic.
So options here, just inside, just outside the 22, South Australia scrum. We're going to see Max on the 9, on the 8-9-15, or
you know, I tell you right now, if I was playing 10, I would have loaded this side. Anyway, loaded this really short side and given an 8-9-15.
Absolutely,
all of that space.
Yeah, Max Priestley in space.
The blind side here as well. I mean, it's the back three for South Australia. Straight away, the penalty
Dave,
called.
obviously, Alo Emanil has really made some difference to the front row in these scrums, and Save taking it through into the 22, still going strong, taken down by the Tassie player. And Felix taken up in the centre.
Oh, he's gone Felix through as well. The cannonball. Trying to find his way to the line, gets there. Does he get there far enough? No, not quite.
Short, looking for his support.
Slowed it down enough, the jack jumper. Stanojevic, 5 metres out.
And he's rolled.
Not quite there again. South Australia again. Now they can stretch it. Now they will kick. Priestley, can he get there?
Oh!
He went up high and the knock on in goal.
Great option from Lindsay Adcock there, though. He saw Max out wide and was very unlucky not to take that and pull it down for a try.
I think there's another substitution. And as I said, I think we're going to see these thick and fast today. Day 5 of an incredibly long 5-day period. So a goal line dropout.
So Dylan Purcell taking it looking for his support going forward.
Almost looked like he was setting for a drop goal. Purcell upright, made himself a nice little target, but it is going to come back. Good yardage on this near side. And they're away again. Adcock, there's lots of space in the middle for Hodell, and I tell you what, that tap is a try saver. Oh, the little
Great
snipe
from Ben Gilmore, brilliant.
Just trying to find a way through. Gilmore couldn't quite get there. Little bit of a knock on.
So South Australian scrum literally about 5 metres out, centre of the park.
Now there's lots of space on that near side, on that far side. I tell you, they're going to probably split.
Falcons would be looking to come away with points from here with all this pressure in the last 5 minutes.
Well, they
in the
need to,
Tasmanian
they have to.
A great scrum from Tasmania.
Yeah, really good scrum. They've had the upper hand in the last couple of scrums, Tasmania, and means that the reset and the recycle isn't absolutely perfect for South Australia, so they'll have to rebuild from there. They'll come out this side. Ronavosa, early ball, there's a call. Wilkes gets around the outside, then we'll get it away to Bowler, and Bowler will score. That will push South Australia in front.
So Bowler goes in for his second try, a little bit easier that one than his first superb try, but nevertheless 5 points with kick to come. South Australia back in front now.
And there's no time on in these games as well. We have got 4 games to get through today. So we are 10 minutes away from half time. And that's a good try as well. It's just patient build up, and Tasmania did very, very well initially to repel the Black Falcons. So Wilkes will set himself up, the wind blowing into his face, so as we discussed, he's going to have to drive it. And pulls it to the left, and never really looked confident with that one, even from the start of the run-up. So
32 minutes gone, 17-15 to South Australia with about, I think it's about 5 minutes to go.
That's a single conversion. The difference between the two sides at the moment. Another restart. Horrible spinning kick, and it's taken.
Brilliant.
Trying to find a way around the outside of Hodell. Dragged down, but Tasmania can go again. Inside the 22 they go. Just trying to find a way. They'll come short side again. Now they will look on the open side. They'll just head down into midfield. Just trying to wait. Wilkes will shoot out, does well. If you're going to go, you have to make the tackle, and Wilkes does. Patient build up from Tasmania now. Counter hook was good, but the advantage, David Allo-Emile went through and illegally, and now they're away. One to beat. You're going to come back for the penalty. It's a strange one. I thought he was going to score.
Me too. It was an interesting callback, that, because he was literally on the try line.
Maybe he just doesn't like Terry.
So a quick tap here from Tasmania to try and get the lead back before half time.
Again, just the repeat, just trying to look where the
There you
wingers
go,
are.
pick and
They've
go
got their
again.
wingers very, very close in.
Joseph Brady with the ball just outside the try line.
He'll straighten and make the first tackle miss. Another couple of missed tackles from South Australia, and the fatigue showing and then not releasing. It's got a bit excited. Just clear the lines, Mr. Adcock. to the roof of the clubhouse. South Australian lineup outside the 22, so we are going to see what they've got in the big green playbook.
Good take by Nick Simpson there at the front of the line, out to Ed Wilkes.
Wilkes will show inside, then out to Ronavusa. Ronavusa, 2-on-1, has Priestley outside, and they can set Priestley away. Priestley will work through the gears, one to beat for Priestley. Gets away, and wonderful covering tackle, and Priestley will wait for his support, gets it in Ronavusa. Ran away from the support. I'll be surprised if there isn't a penalty coming. They're still going. There it is. When the team is under the amount of pressure that Tasmania is, it's either a try or a penalty.
Good defence from Tasmania there. Out to Dylan.
Another away. Purcell will
and
find
he's in
Bowler.
for his hat-trick.
Bowler for a first half hat-trick.
And again, the try started from the South Australian 22 there. Simple through their hands. Great break by Save. Max off his wing, looking for support. Created a penalty.
That back three for South Australia is an impressive back three, and if you give them time and space, they are going to cause you problems. And an easy one for Bowler. I said first half hat trick for Bowler. Where's he from? Is he Elizabeth as well?
Yeah, he's Elizabeth. I think he plays 9 at Elizabeth. One of the Elizabeth supporters was telling me on Saturday night, but one of the guys I think comes down from Mildura to play.
The covering tackle that came back and got Priestley. I thought once Priestley had beaten the fullback, he was in for all money.
Yeah, I think Max did as well. I think he thought himself as well. But yeah, Save was there to recover the ball.
Straightened up eventually. Not the nicest strike in the world, but as they said, there's no
And at half time in our first game, South Australia 24, Tasmania 15 in our 7th place playoff.
We are directly underneath the crowd announcer speaker, so I don't feel like I needed to tell you anything. But yeah, that is the score, 24 points to 15. The two conversions, I think, could be really interesting. We'll step out for a couple of seconds. We'll come back to you very, very shortly, and we'll be back for you for half number 2. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tasmania are about to restart, attacking the left of your screen. Well, live and a little bit interactive. If you've got any questions or you want to say hello to anyone, then pop it in the chat. South Australia will start with ball in hand. Start the second half. Ronavusa again. He'll find a gap and just ease through. Now he has Bowler on his outside. Doesn't need him initially. Beats the one and he's got one to beat and beats him easily. Ronavusa will score and South Australia very, very early into the second half will put points on the board. Wonderful individual effort from Ronavusa. Just finding the gaps opening up, and as this game goes on, you'll find that time and space will open up. Absolutely fantastic start to the second half from South Australia. Almost straight from the kickoff. Couple of changes from the South Australians. Just having a look around and see whether there's any major changes at half time. I don't think so.
Doesn't appear to be, Dave. I think very much the same team that finished the first half. And a slot from Wilkes there, pushing the score out to 31-15.
It's not the start you would have wanted. I mean, if you concede a try right on the cusp of half time and go into half time, and then you come out and South Australia have bookended the half time break with tries, it's the Tasmanian coaches. It's not what they would have wanted to see.
Not at all, but we'll see the resilience from the Jack Jumpers now, see if they can claw themselves back into this game after such a great start.
That's a great take, considering we all would have been moving around all over the place. Hodell will look down this near side.
Taken on by Purcell into the tackle there, makes some good game.
Up into halfway again, Purcell.
Goes Felix through, again breaks the game line.
Paparouas. Adcock, Purcell is down, holding his shoulder inside into midfield. A little bit of a hospital ball for Rowe. Sam Rowe, he'll take them all day, to be honest, but my lord. If his dad's watching, look away now. Jeez. Ed Wilkes doing absolutely no favours to his centre partner.
Yeah, Gavin is downstairs. I've just spoke to Gavin, Sam's dad. Again, Sam's come through the ranks at South. Sam Rowe, that is. And now obviously playing for South Australia, which is a great achievement for such a young lad.
Penalty just outside the 22. Joseph Brady trying to steal a metre.
So Purcell seems to have recovered from his shoulder stinger. He's going to command the line out now. Purcell seems to be making the calls.
Interesting. I mean, you're of a similar vintage to me. The evolution of the lineup.
Yeah,
look back at some of the lineup footage from the 80s compared to what it is now. The evolution of the lineup has been absolutely. The evolution of the set piece in rugby union has been brilliant. Adcock is enveloped. They've lost a couple of metres. Salo Emil will find a way through and then make it back into the 22. Quick again, and South Australia now can start to get some momentum, and it's stolen away. Offload off the floor. I think he was grateful for the tackle. Big fella didn't fancy going 80 metres. Tasmania now will look out onto
with an
that
overlap
far
out on the wing.
side. They did have an overlap, but gone early. I mean, Ronavusa still sitting very, very deep on a penalty. Hands in the ruck. I mean, considering the wind, as we've said, the wind is going, and it's not an insubstantial wind, and that's a great take. You know, in an AFL state, that's a wonderful contested mark. Into midfield, and Purcell will test the shoulder. I think he's got hands on as well, Purcell.
That's not supporting
I
his
didn't
way.
see a release, to be honest.
So looking for touch this time, and then to build. Didn't make touch.
Didn't go out. It's interesting volleyball from Bowler.
Oh,
and
slight knock on
Wilkes
from
had a
Wilkes
couple
there.
of bites at it. Just the last 5 minutes for Ed Wilkes, probably a little bit forgettable.
A strong position here for the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers. About 15 metres out from the South Australian try line. Scrum has been strong towards the end of the
Scrum
second
has
half.
been very, very strong. And then we can see this young man's number. This very, very dangerous winger on this near side. Finiasi Palai.
So
From a counter-attacking point of view, he's been very, very impressive in that
shaping
first
to
half.
come open with a very short blind.
It's a wonderful battle between him and Priestley on this near side. Oh, that
Great
inside
line.
ball, and that is
Absolute.
ahead of steam, right from the boundary fence. Oh, and again, there's
That's
just
gone.
brute force from the Jack Jumpers. The first inside ball to the number 8. Absolutely outstanding.
Muscled his way over the
Wilfred
try line there.
Sandys did come off the boundary fence, came off a long, long run up. And then the second one came from a long, long way away as well. Queensland Country are out. That second game is coming at 10 a.m. Not 10 a.m, it can't be at half 10. 10:30. Is that the ACT away to our left, is it? Oh no, Perth.
Now, ACT are playing in yellow, so I'm not sure.
You can find out for me. Because whoever that is, they've done us absolutely no favours with those jerseys.
Oh, shit. So I think that's actually the Victorian Axemen
Right, there we go.
playing against Queensland Healers, who are over warming up on the oval. Fantastic
Queensland finished third in their pool. Then, to be honest, I thought I had a look at it yesterday, and I expected New South Wales Country and Queensland Country to be 1 and 2, but for them to be split.
Fortunately, pulled it.
That one didn't go through. Coe given kick and duties, and that one didn't make it through either.
So 7 minutes into the second half, 31-20 to Black Falcons.
It has been it's been a punch counter punch kind of game, hasn't it? But I mean, I don't want to take away and say that there's absolutely no defence at all. Oh,
Should have left that
yeah,
one.
should have left that. Still doesn't quite know what he's doing, but he's away now. Oh, too easy. Far too easy for him to get out to the 22.
It's gone forward in the tackle. Great tackle
Against
from
the
Sam
Nojovic.
Rowe there.
Stanojevic inside the 22 now. Bowler looked to step in, but stolen. There's no way that wasn't hands.
So the referee having a chat with the Tasmanian 9.
The very, very epitome of indecision. The number 7, where is he? Let's name and shame him. Jordan Eddington. Didn't really know what to do, but yes, definitely should have let that one go out the back, and I think we would have gone to scrum midfield, wouldn't we?
Absolutely would. So into the corner now for an attacking play. Here you go, Dave, you can warm up now.
Perfect. Managed to get myself a jumper. I did not dress for the weather today, Chris.
No, it's been a fantastic weekend weather-wise in Adelaide. Back to the rugby. Purcell takes it from the line out. Unfortunately, loses it going forward as he was brought down in the line out. So Tasmania now have a scrum to attack just on the 5 metre line.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. I mean, you obviously get to choose your set piece from a line-out infraction. I mean, it's caught between the devil and the deep blue sea at that point, aren't you? Like line-out or
Absolutely.
a scrum on your 5 metre line. I mean, now is the time for South Australia to really push
So time for Sam Rowe to take a break. He's had a cracking 50 minutes or so, and into the fray comes Tadeo, one of the flyers from Elizabeth. He's had an outstanding season, one of the top try scorers in the competition. So looking forward to him getting some ball and linking with Save and Max.
Right, well, this is why we love the 20... We're still in the 21st century, aren't we? Yeah. This is why we love the 21st century. I got breaking news. Apparently... Now this, I won't name the sources, but apparently Tasmania's best player isn't playing because there's a blister on his toe. I mean, breaking news. We'll see whether we can find anything out about that. We'll send our scouts out.
So Bowler takes the ball on.
So has he shifted inside now,
Yeah,
Bowler?
it looks
Has he
like
come all
he's
the way
going to
across?
centre. Max Hiddell picking it up. Good game. Looks to offload in the tackle. Max Priestley.
The arms out for
secures.
South Australia, though. Adcock, Stanojevic. Oh, great line speed from Tasmania.
James Holman from Tas there, line Steve up, and that's no mean feat.
Navusa, Bowler, quick inside ball to Hodel. Tell you what, his work rate today has been outstanding, Max Hodel.
So Max on the wing.
Oh,
he's through
great
the
feet
step.
from Priestley, trying to find his way inside the five.
Lost it forward in the tackle, unfortunately.
Tell you what, he didn't seem to do much with his feet, but did enough. Great footwork from Max Priestley. I'm really, really enjoying this little battle between Pillai and Priestley on this near side. Look like two great wingers.
Good game from Max Hiddell, though. Stepped into the forwards this year, has always played in the centres out at Burnside, and has stepped up to play in the forwards and has had a great season. And fulfilling that again today at 8 for the Black Falcons.
Been very, very impressive. So it looks like Ranavusa has gone into the centres, but I said this before, he's sitting very, very deep. He's a good 60 metres away from the scrum. Ball isn't going that far. Not in this wind. There's a big, big gap between the lines.
This is good defence from Black Falcons. They're pinning Tasmania in their 22 at the moment. So Luke Robertson taking the ball on. Great tackle from Stevanovic.
Wonderful offload. Nice short ball, but line speed from South Australia was good. Another notable mention for South Australia is Felix Taporis. He's played very, very well and been around. Lameta with good yardage, and over halfway Tasmania go again.
Tasmania just breaking into the South Australian half.
It's been a big, big job for them to get up to this far. They've done very, very well so far. Whoa, a little bit. Line again from South Australia broken, but this time not causing them a massive problem. Pillai just trying to find a way in field. Dealt with eventually. Oh, and Hodel. So close.
There's Joseph Bray taking it up. Good tackle from Felix.
Good support and clean out again. Robertson was waiting and then didn't get it. It's a
good pick off his feet there from
really
the
good
9.
Take off his bootlaces. Now they're away. If they can find numbers, they haven't got number, or they've just got the one overlap. Now they can get away. Just trying to find a way on the outside.
Through.
Gets away on the outside. Looking for support. Support not there. Inside the 22.
Oh, unlucky from James
just too
Holden.
far in front. And I tell you what, in tribute to Pete Cross, whose names was mentioned today, about doing a little bit today. That was nearly the rugby coach's perfect coast-to-coast, toast-to-toast. We talk about it where people run away from try line to try line, but I tell you what, they went from the shadows of their own post to halfway inside the South Australia 22 with phase rugby.
Absolutely.
And from a rugby purist point of view, that's better than a breakaway try. Wonderful phase of play from Tassie.
No, good ball security as well. Crossley actually stepped up to the plate and did the women's finals yesterday, I think. I heard a little bit, so...
And the rumours keep coming. Apparently the blister was caused by a walk on the hot sand, which is, penalty. It is a danger in South Australia, especially if you're from Tasmania.
I was going to say, it probably would have been a 40 degree for the Tassies.
Need to acclimatise.
So Terry Cowie taking the ball on.
Yeah,
Great break by the
back
9.
row from the Tasmanian jack jumpers.
And Luke Robertson taking it on.
They've been the ones who are causing the most amount of problems for South Australia. They're over again.
Just short of the line, but...
Certainly looked over from here. And again, they're just going to bang on that door, the jack jumpers. Still not quite there. The arm is out again. Over again. Knocked on.
Oh...
Controversial decisions by referees in the 5-metre line.
Good leg speed.
They're just going to go straight back to it, you think.
And
they're
that's
over
a try.
Again.
Yep.
And I tell you what, it's just rough and tough and burly from the Tasmanians.
Absolutely. That's the 4th try from pick and goes close out from the forwards. So I guess the Black Falcons would be looking at that from a defence point of view and questioning the need to get in tighter around the breakdown. But Tasmania clawing their way back into this game now.
Well, they've never really been away, have they? And that's what I'm saying about this game. I mean, it's weird because it's not defensively bad. However, it has been a little bit of a punch-counter-punch situation.
Absolutely, and good for the viewers as well because there's some tries being scored. And
I mean, every single game today, because it's 4th versus 4th, 3rd versus 3rd, 2nd, 2nd, 1st and 1st. So every game today you would think is going to be even in a good game of rugby. And obviously as we go through the day, I mean, I can say this as a South Australian, the quality is going to get better.
Absolutely,
as we go through the day. I mean, we still are emerging states, and it's nice to see the Australian Rugby Shield back, to be honest. It is something. So over the weekend I did some Googling just to try and get some background on the teams and the competition. All of the references to the Australian Rugby Shield on Google talk about it being a defunct tournament, so it's nice to see it back. Wonderful to see it back. It's really interesting as well as we watch that one go over. I was talking to somebody from Queensland. Queensland country rejected more players for their squad than South Australia had available.
Wow.
So it's a chance for players to play. We talked realistically how many players are on a Super Rugby pathway? None. But it's rep rugby at a fairly decent level, and the only way that Tasmania and South Australia and Northern Territory are going to push into having better rugby programs here and repeating the Liam Gill process is to play more often in competitions like this.
Absolutely right. Yeah, I think the last time this was played was maybe 2-3 years ago, where they had the under-23s playing as well. There wasn't the quantity of teams playing then. I think it was Northern Territory, Tasmania. South Australia had a couple of teams in it, and then COVID happened, so it fell apart.
Well, this competition has never really gone away. I mean, this competition has been played pretty much every single year. It's been called different things. It's called the Emerging States. It's been called NRC2. I want to see it stay as the Australian Rugby Shield.
Great break from Lindsay Adcock there.
Tugged to the line.
And Tasmania off their feet. Yep.
One of the things I like about Adcock is he doesn't do it all the time. He picks his moments. Oh, a yellow card for Cowie.
He's being shown to.
Continues with his... Well, he's still working his way off. A little bit of professional time wasting from
absolutely.
Cowie. Big talking points at the moment. Still time wasting.
So Black Falcons looking to try and extend their lead and push away from Tasmania.
Bowler nice hands. Cholavusa tries to get it away, does get it away, and it's all very, very scrappy. That one was okay. Went backwards apparently. Well, they're just going to try and fight their way over the line. Very, very close. Penalty. Hands in the ruck again. With one down already. I didn't say, I'm assuming with Terry it's a no arms in the tackle situation.
And that's a try.
They've bullied their way over now, South Australia.
So it looks like
Stanojevic is coming up with it.
Absolutely brilliant. Looks like Black Falcons have made a couple of changes there. I see the number 20, John Williams, out there, one of the Brighton players.
Yeah, there was a couple of changes I saw come down. I just heard Liam Smith, Haggis, to his friends down there, and the message seems to be energy. Energy, which, you know, that's no mean ask, is it? After the week that they've had.
That's right.
Tell you what, the crowds are building up nicely. The South Australian rugby community, they will come out for rugby.
Yeah, it was down here for the final games on Saturday afternoon, and there really was quite a good crowd here. It's good to see the other state teams hanging around after their games as well.
Apparently, yes. I was talking to Adam Priestley and Max's dad, who Wilkes will send that one through. He's a tireless worker at Brighton Rugby Club. If you need something doing at Brighton, speak to Adam Priestley. He'll either be able to do it or know the person that will do it. He reckons that yesterday, the day before, did we do yesterday?
Yeah, the women's finals yesterday.
So it's one of the biggest days they've had at Brighton Rugby Club from a revenue point of view.
That's great. So yeah, lead pushes out now, 38-25. So there's that nearly 3 scores in it for Tassie to come back. Dylan Purcell with the catch just on the 22 and pushes it left to Nick Simpson.
Oh, Simpson,
here we go. Today
with
the ball in hand. This guy's exciting. Great one-handed offload to Bowler. Back inside.
Bowler will step into half-back, and now they're away at Wilkes. Stepped into first receiver as well. Will come out, Simpson.
Down that blind zone.
Just not quite there, but they're going to play the advantage. And I tell you what, they're slow, and there's big boys out here if they can get it going. Priestley. Now it's going to be a foot race. And it's all about the bounce as well. Oh, Priestley, tell you what.
Great recovery.
And then the offload to Wilkes will go into touch. And
yeah, in fairness to Priestley there, he didn't really have a lot of choice but to try and put the ball out with 2 players on him. Or pass the ball.
Well, the rugby coach in me would have words with Priestley, but I don't think there was a huge amount that he could have done. He was very, very isolated, and it wasn't a terrible kick from Tasmania.
Good take from Luke Robertson. Not
took
straight.
It off the top, but not straight. You could actually see it, even though we were on this angle. Robertson had to reach out. I think Robertson's another South Australian guest star, isn't he?
Yeah, Luke Robertson lived in Tasmania for a couple of years. Obviously got a connection through Tasmania with Nick, who now works for South Australian Rugby with a connection to Tasmanian Rugby as well. So
well, it's good that they live there, because the Robertson family seem to have really leaned into the whole Tasmania thing. They're all wearing the gear.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. A bit of an unfortunate story there. They moved over as a family. Unfortunately, Kate, Luke's mum, passed away earlier this year of cancer, which means they've come back to South Australia to live now. But Luke's excelled and been very resilient through some serious heartbreak this year. Good scrum from South Australia.
Leaves it behind, and
his body moved before the ball did, unfortunately.
Hands were moving too far. Body was moving too quick. Other way around. Head was moving too quick for his body.
I knew what you meant. So yeah, turning fortune here. Tasmania now with an attacking chance, just outside the South Australian 22. Big open, no one blind.
So it is an interesting point. I might address that with Mickey. Mickey's saying that half the Tasmanian squad is South Australian. I think half's a bit generous.
No. I think the actual numbers
go down this near side. Again, Priestley will finish the tackle. Brady. Purcell this time does get hands on, but the clean out is good. Tasmania again will continue doing Tasmania things, which is just to batter the South Australian midfield. I will come back to you, Mickey. I haven't forgotten about you. Again, they will look into midfield. Now they're going to look short again. Can't quite shake away from that tackle. Counter is good. No support for him, which is unusual for the Tasmanians. And a look for an exit. So Wilkes will send it away and helicopter it. It bounces before it goes up, but didn't really matter who was inside. So what Mickey's saying is that half of the Tassie's best players are still in Tassie. And that is always going to be a problem. I mean, one of the reasons that South Australia works so hard and pushes so much to host these tournaments is, I mean, it's twofold. Number one is that we are very, very central, so Perth can come to us easily and the East Coast can come to us easily. The other thing is, as well, is if we have to travel, our life gets very, very difficult, and I think that's something that Tassie are dealing with as well.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I mean, unless these tournaments are fully funded, then getting a true state representative squad is always going to be difficult for people who can travel.
No, that's
right. But
Mickey,
I don't disagree, and maybe it would be nice to see Tassie host the ARS in a couple of years, so we can see the true best Tasmanian side.
Yeah, it's a good point that Dave makes. I think these players are obviously all amateurs. Thursday, Friday were true working days, so they're having to take time off work. Today, Melbourne isn't a public holiday, but there's public holidays today in some places, but not everywhere. So some of these guys are taking 3 days off work to come and represent their state. So should really be applauded, but understandable why not all the best players can travel. Good steal by Luke Robertson there, pushes it out wide.
I mean, unless you went to a true home and away competition like the NRC, but again, unless that is absolutely fully funded, we're not going to get the best of the best.
No, absolutely not.
Having been involved in the management side of some of these tournaments as well, I'm telling you right now, there is a decent family car on that field at the moment. More than it is. There's probably a Lexus on that field at the moment. Robertson again. I tell you what, the advice that came from somebody in the South Australian backsline was listened to. But then a reversal for the hands in the ruck, and Tassie away again and again. They're just going to try and find the midfield, and the more they bang on the door, the more they succeed. Oh, that was close. Stanojevic was lucky. He just pulled out of finishing that run of Usa, lined him up but couldn't quite get him. Yeah, penalty. Well, I'm intrigued on this deliberate knockdown. I know that in sevens that's going to go. So I think they're going to talk about Stanojevic. Now, he didn't go down head first, but he did get him above perpendicular. Yeah, the legs did come through the horizontal, but he realised and stopped straight away. But obviously... he put him in a horribly, horribly dangerous position. And that's the signal we're getting from the AR. Yep. Is the tip tackle. He's not landed, but even... it would be he didn't put him down gently. Would be a harsh call for anything more than the penalty, though, I think. Doesn't appear to be going for his pocket. But obviously needs to have a chat. Yep. And Steve will no doubt listen intently. My initial reaction to it was this does not look... Oh, he's given him the cheese. Great. Wow. Yeah. Look, player safety is paramount, and that's, we have to agree completely with that. If you're going to put somebody in that position, we've got to stop putting them in that position in the first place. So again, Tassie will just look midfield, and immediately it pays dividends. Punish the mistake, and 38-30. Go to 8 points the difference. There's a rush here because we're about 6 minutes away from full time. And you'd like to think the kicker would add 2 here as well. Yeah, well, they're 8 points the difference. You would hope. And I'm not saying anything. There's 8 points the difference right now. That's it. No more conversation. So at the moment we're at parity, 14 versus 14. I think Koei won't be too far away from rejoining us. So Tasmania, well, for the rest of the game, will have a player advantage. And they stayed. I didn't say a word. You can't blame that on me, Chris.
It was me, that one, I'm afraid.
I
but,
did not say a word. So 8 points of difference.
And apologies to anybody who heard the expletive from the kicker there having missed, but he was quite disappointed with himself, I think.
Absolutely justified. From in front. Can't miss them. Can't miss them.
No, and that's quite a crucial miss. You know, there's still two scores in it now.
If that would have been a converted try, wouldn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
Now they've got to convert the try, get the ball back, and hope for any kind of score. South Australia now backs against the wall. One player down.
You know, and Tasmania have been in the ascendancy.
Do jack jumpers have tails?
I'm not sure. It says they're ants, so I don't think ants have tails.
They are going to swarm. They're going to start to work really, really hard for the last couple of minutes. And again, you can just see that they're hoping that South Australia are just going to run out of puff at the moment. They're just going to run out of being able to put this defensive wall up. And again, they're there. Now they're going to look this near side. Coe!
Good tackle from Ben Gilmore.
That's a great tackle from Benny Gilmore, because I tell you what, there's been bigger people than him that's faced down Terry Coe and lost.
So Tasmania building again. He rolled it, unfortunately.
Just too much. And again, from a coaching point of view, it's what you want him to do. Hodell will go on his own. Just runs at the gap, gets through the gap. A little bit of a awkward pass for Wilkes. Aloe Emile will fire it out and not find Priestley, so it's going to give Tasmania another go. 3 minutes and change for Tasmania. You would say that they're just running out of road.
Yeah, I love the way they build their play, though. Again, they took it from the 22 through the phases, and unfortunate just to have a roll forward there. So Thomas Lowe joining the fray. I think that's one of the South Australian guys from Port Adelaide. Is coming on for the last 3 minutes. So I think there's actually 3 South Australian players out there for Tasmania, but
again, it's completely understandable. It's a 5-day competition with 1 rest day in it.
Great break from Cowie. They're building again through the phases.
Oh, they're away again. They've got space here.
He's got wheels on the wing here.
Yeah, he's just run out of room. Priestley, great challenge. Priestley, great defence from Priestley. Just saw him back in field.
Oh, Aloe Emile over for the pill. Absolutely
great. Great steal from Aloe Emile.
Very crucial timing as well, with Tasmania starting to build.
So it's an interesting one. Wilkes needs to get it as far downfield as they can. Just make sure it goes into touch. The wind behind you, it's always tempting to get as much out of it and take the biggest bite that you possibly can. You don't want to flirt too much with that in goal. So another substitution. Wilkins will go on. Interesting that they've taken off what's his name again, but we'll find
Sadeo, yeah. He's actually, having watched the game Saturday, came off with quite a bad injury on to his thigh or groin area at the end of the Saturday game.
So probably coming off as well. It's over the top, and they're going to gift possession again to Tasmania.
Just simple ball needed.
It's all about possession at that point, isn't it? As we enter the final minutes,
forward,
so you think that Tasmania have just run out of real estate. You would say that, if you looked at what they'll be doing in an 80-minute game, I think you would see them really start to challenge. It will be a Tassie ball. South
Australia ball. Adjudged to go forward through the passes.
Changes. Have I missed something? I thought it was a 35-minute half.
It is a 35-minute half, yeah.
Yeah, they are interesting substitutions with 15 seconds to go.
Yeah. So John Williams off, Jeffrey Altman on. Was it
For
Jeffrey?
a literal 15 seconds of fame.
So potentially the last play, looking at the clock.
You would
South
think
Australia
so.
just
It's going
need
to be a
to,
South Australian play.
no doubt South
Wilkes
Australia will
in
go
at
for the
first
try.
5. We'll look. Short ball to Priestley.
Ooh.
Great tackle. I think that's Coe
Good offload
again.
off the floor.
Great offload as well. It wasn't Coe, sorry. Now they're away again.
And Max
Priestley.
scores.
And it
Finishes
looks
the
like
game.
Priestley will bookend the day as well. Scored the opening try of the game. It looks like he's going to score the final try of the game as well. Interesting one, Priestley. And I tell you, the other good thing about this competition is it potentially could be a little bit of a shop window for players. Priestley is what, for me, is right on the cusp of whether he stays in South Australia and enjoys his rugby.
Absolutely.
Or, moves, and will have to move east or west.
Yeah, remembering
to
that
take
Max
it to the
has
next level.
experienced some of the relatively high level. He went to
played
Scotland a couple of years
played
ago.
in
And
Scotland as well. He
played
looks like a
for-
great little player, but
I think he was in the under-20 squad as well for Scotland.
yeah, I think
so.
he needs to. If he's going to go to the next level, then he needs somewhere. And Wilkes will just drive through the drop kick, and that will be it. So 43 points to 30. The scoreline probably doesn't do justice to Tasmania. Absolutely fantastic. I'll see whether we can get that speaker turned down at some point. So the next game will be at 10:30. So you and I will take a break because we're going to need one. We've got 4 games coming today. So we'll step out and we'll see you back for the next game, which is Queensland Country taking on Victoria.
And again, just a quick thank you to the Tasmanian players for making the journey over and putting up a good spectacle of a game there to finish off.
The next game will commence at 10:30 a.m. and that's our 5th place playoff between the Victorian Axemen and the Queensland Country Healers.